Drive Tesla Canada is reporting that Cybertruck production could begin this month. This is based on these new rumors that we got today. At least partially, I think. Take a look here. This Cybertruck may be a vehicle produced for delivery to customers. The vehicle is being charged in the new vehicle area and the internal vinyl has not been removed. Joe here, who provides us with some drone footage sometimes, he says it literally is brand new with production barcode stickers. We got two takeaways here. You can see the black interior. If you look at the dashboard, I will zoom in a moment. And number two, Cybertruck front tub is sitting in the bed. Zooming in, indeed, we can see the black interior. And then if you look at the bed right here, this does appear like the front tub. Cybertruck was also just caught being tested in New Zealand for winter testing. Joe also has a bit more footage of that Cybertruck that is being charged. Here's a fairly close-up shot of it. And now onto the rest of today's Tesla stock news. There is actually quite a bit, and PepsiCo released a new video about their Tesla semis, and we got some very interesting details. We got some good Tesla stock news here. Best ever first month of the quarter in Europe. And very soon, year-to-date sales in Europe will exceed all of the sales of the previous year in Europe. Although we need to remember that Giga Shanghai was shut down last year, we also need to remember that even though this is the best first month of the quarter ever in Europe, we did have similar things happen earlier, but that did not result in a record quarter. So while this is great news so far, the main thing that I'm taking away from this is that Tesla is going to have lower costs, increasing margins, but will we have a record quarter in Europe? Well, we'll see. From Drive Tesla Canada, we have good news for France and overall EV adoption, which really helps Tesla. France set a new monthly record in battery electric vehicles in June, a 52% increase in year-over-year registrations. We know that Germany is in recession, but France, well, at least when we look at these EV sales numbers year-over-year, they look good. India's Commerce Minister met senior US-based Tesla executives last week in a closed-door meeting to discuss the car maker's plans to establish a manufacturing plant in the country. Two people with direct knowledge of the matter told Reuters. The sources said that the meeting with the Commerce Minister was held in a New Delhi hotel where, according to one source, the Tesla executives met the minister privately along with at least one other government official. So things are getting really serious. And here are the two Tesla executives that were in India. You may recognize him if you watched the Investor Day from earlier this year. There's another Model 3 refresh rumor. As of now, it says the factory has produced dozens of new refresh Model 3s in small batches. If you are trying to estimate this quarter's deliveries, take a look at what Troy just said. I expect Model 3 deliveries in Q3 to be lower than the 23,000 units in Q2 because shipments from China are low. 4 ships in July versus 8 in April, and Tesla wants to clear existing inventory by the end of September before they start delivering the refresh Model 3 Highland version in early October. Demand is okay. Troy continues, I was expecting more shipments in August, which is what usually happens, but when the order pains changed to October, November for delivery for new orders, it now looks like there won't be any more Model 3 shipments to Europe. Australia is definitely moving towards EVs, and did you know that Tesla has a 59% market share basically in Australia? That's really high. But what's particularly interesting about Australia is that BYD also sells its vehicles in Australia, and yet Tesla is completely dominating that market. Tesla's Fremont factory appears to be getting a new tent, which is valued at just $750,000, but it needs building, electrical, and mechanical permits. It is called also a permanent tent. I wonder if that has anything to do with the production shutdowns as well as the refresh Model 3. I'm not sure. Tesla is now running 43 ads on the Google network, predominantly search ads that look like this. Tesla Model 3, 0% financing. I like the 0% financing part. A lot of companies just reported earnings, and now we have some more new data. See if you can spot any differences. Tesla grew its year-over-year revenue 47%, Facebook 11%, Amazon 11%, Microsoft 8%, Google 7%, S&P 500 6%. Netflix, 3%. Apple, -1%. This is one reason why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. I know it's not really a portfolio, but Tesla itself owns a portfolio that has multiple businesses as well as multiple startups, basically. If you live in Texas, make sure to take advantage of this $25 a month deal where you can access unlimited overnight charging for just $25. This will help Tesla sell more Powerwalls, battery energy storage systems. Market is red hot as customers who buy solar with Sunrun, which just reported earnings here, are now increasingly opting for batteries. This is being driven by generous government subsidies, and Tesla will of course benefit from that as well. There's a new software update that's going out to all Teslas. Drive Tesla Canada says it is really just a bug fix update, basically. I really like this Tesla stock news. Premium connectivity is now available to redeem through the Tesla referral program. This will help Tesla sell more Teslas. Use the credits you have earned from referring friends and family to redeem a free year of premium connectivity. It's 2,000 credits, so it's actually not too hard to get. For example, if you refer someone to a test drive, I think you get 100 credits. But if that person actually ends up buying, let's say, a Model 3 or a Model Y, you end up getting 10,000 credits. So that would give you 5 years of that premium connectivity. How the Australia director just said this about Tesla. I would be interested to see what the brand buy-in in the next 5 to 10 years is with Tesla with a concept like that. He is talking about Tesla not having dealerships. Well, the good news is he will definitely see how it will work. The bad news is he may not keep his job because they might be out of business or really seriously struggling unless they start making adjustments or they actually follow what Tesla is doing. Because when Tesla does not sell its cars through a dealership, Tesla saves so much money with each car sold. It makes Tesla so much more competitive, and it also improves the buying experience by a lot. Herbert says currently Model 3 is not selling as many as it could, how with the Model Y being priced so closely. My guess is Tesla has redesigned the Model 3 to be a sportier version. I think that makes sense. The lower price point of perhaps $35,000 and a sporty sedan will fit very nicely in between the compact and best-selling Model Y. Here are the best-selling electric vehicles in Europe. You can see Tesla is dominated, but Volkswagen ID4 is selling fairly well inside of Europe, but not really outside of Europe. We might have drone footage updates from this Twitter account in the future about the $3.6 billion Giga Nevada expansion. Write this Twitter account down if that interests you. From Drive Tesla Canada, Tesla has had to recall 271 Model S's and X's in China over an issue to do with seatbelts. Simply, Tesla will just need to reinstall the seatbelt. So as recalls go, this is not really a serious one, and it's a very small amount of vehicles, so it won't cost Tesla much money. It's a bit mind-boggling when you read this, but it is the truth. So far this year in the US, more Tesla Model Ys were sold than the next 25 non-Tesla EVs combined. Crazy. This is good news for Tesla stock investors. CFRA downgrades General Motors to a strong sell, cautious on the near-term earnings drag from GM's EV transition. Tesla sent a new promotional email. We pressure test our vehicles to withstand some of the most extreme weather conditions on Earth. Whether you're driving in sub-zero temperatures or hitting triple digits, your Tesla can keep your cabin comfortable. And who could have seen this one coming? Nikola Stock tanks. After fourth CEO steps down, growing Q2 losses. If you thought that Tesla stock going down about 10% in a single day back in December was bad, well, how about 26% in one single day for Nikola stock? PepsiCo just made this video talking about the Tesla Semi, and we have some good news. Take a look.
I'm not a techie person, so I was afraid of the iPhone when it first came out. There's no switches and gauges in the cab of the truck, so I had to strictly go off the monitors, and within a half hour, I was comfortable. If you know how to use a smartphone, then you could easily operate one of these trucks. The turn radius is awesome. It's better than in my car. It's a lot more comfortable. They're quieter, they're smoother, they look nicer. they don't look as intimidating.
The good majority of our business is anchored in going to market. We deliver predominantly under 100 miles on a daily basis and run those vehicles around 12 hours a day.
The routes may change or may vary between, let's call it 250 miles up to 450 miles. So we have been aggressive to push the limit and demonstrate that we are able to achieve a very high range with a fully loaded tractor with that fleet.
The massive charger that we have, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's back up to 95% from like 5 or 10. So the turnaround is quick.
This is a very big deal. This is going to revolutionize how the trucking industry goes to market in the future. And PepsiCo is on the forefront of it.
One of the biggest values and drivers of efficiency for the Tesla Semi is the tandem axle. It's supported by both the torque axle as well as the efficiency axle. The combination of these two allows for flexibility and range improvement and strength across both a shorter mile local delivery setting and drive, as well as a long haul over the road transport setting. We've seen very strong efficiencies and performance based off the regen of the Tesla semis. For example, going across Donner's Pass and back from here to Nevada, we're able to, on the trip back, actually zero out in terms of state of charge improving due to regenerative braking, which for us is massive. That extends range for us in a way that is invaluable. For the past several months, we've been able to stay below 1.7 kilowatt hours per mile in terms of efficiency of this fleet.
Long haul drivers, they ask questions, and I tell them it's just, it's so comfortable, it's so easy to drive. You're so close to the front of the tractor, your visibility is amazing.
Basically, we just heard a whole bunch of good Tesla Semi news, because remember, there was quite a bit of debate about how much energy does it consume, and 1.7, that is great. Tesla right here on the website says less than 2 kilowatt hours per mile. Don't be surprised then the Tesla Semi eventually dominates the semi market. Elon just made a political comment here. I'm gonna keep going, but you can pause if you like to read. GM has officially revealed the starting price of this new EV, and it is $340,000 before options, and this is the interesting part also, the dealer of course sets the final price, so you may pay a lot more for this, or maybe a bit less if there's no demand for this. This crazy price will get you 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, so not really that fast, but not slow. But for this price, I would expect a lot more. You get 300 miles of range. Also, for this kind of amount of money, I would expect more. And while charging is not slow, I would perhaps expect a little bit better from such an expensive vehicle. But on the inside of a vehicle, the interior does look quite cool. And YouTube says you should watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview, watch this one first. My name is Matt Posius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.